guys, it's Michael Furlong from Roll Maximiser, and today I have the pleasure of having a chat with a good friend of mine, Damien Barnett from Affordable Staff. Damien's the outsourcing specialist, and he's the go-to person that I've been referring clients to for the last couple of years, and I have a great relationship with Affordable Staff. I'm looking forward to this chat today. Damien, tell us a little bit about the question that I've got on the top of my mind. With so many different companies now offering outsourcing, everyone's a bloody expert. Everyone's got the new whiz bang, whether it's running with the new software or the new whatever. Why would somebody use Affordable Staff? Now, I don't want you to be saying versus someone else, but what makes Affordable Staff different? And welcome.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, everyone. So yeah, listen, it's really common because there is so many providers out there, and they're increased. Well, actually, I don't think they have increased over the last 6-7 years that we've been doing. That have been working with Affordable Staff in the real estate sector. But Affordable Staff's been around now we're in our 13th year.
Okay, so business. 13 years. 13 years. 13
years. So, and real estate only started. Real estate only started in 2014, 2015. So we've been around for a while. And I suppose the biggest thing that I look at when we're looking at providers and stuff like that is what's their infrastructure like? How are they set up? How do you make sure that you're protected? That's number one. So, and I know we had a bit of a chat about security another day, but they're key important steps to make sure that you're actually protected. Number two is, do they have a track record? So working through, with us, do they have the infrastructure in place? Do they have team leaders? What's the ratio of team leaders to staff? Do you have a say on who your staff member is? Do you have multiple staff members, et cetera, et cetera?
Damien, can you just go back there? Sorry, mate. You team leaders. What's a team leader, and why do you have them? What does that mean?
Yeah, so within our organisation, and I'll talk specifically real estate. So we've got 8 team leaders. At the moment, they manage no more than 30 team members below them.
Okay.
So they're responsible for making sure that things happen, that if a client needs something, and also communicating back and forth with me. So the classic example, especially with a new person starting, is, are they understanding it? Is there a problem with something? Is there investigating? If something goes wrong, where did it go wrong? Is there something wrong with the process? Is there something wrong with the team members understanding? Did they not do something the way it was supposed to be done? How did that happen? Sure. So that's their primary, and also deploying resources. So being able to deploy subject matter experts. So whether it's a a property tree expert in that area, to be able to sit with and help a new team member and support them, in what is a scary first few weeks, especially until they get integrated with their team and with their client in Australia, and actually start to feel comfortable. It is scary. I'm 4,000 kilometers away. How do I do this? So we put a really strong emphasis on making sure that the team member feels welcome, that they have the support that they need in the back end. So that's not just offshore, but that's even in Australia.
So talking about that, you've got the virtual assistant, call them Fred.
Yep.
It's probably not a very strong Filipino name, but you've got the virtual assistant.
Yep.
Then you've got a team leader, which manages a pod of 30.
Yep.
Then they're coming back and they're working with you. You're the outsource specialist for real estate here. Yep. And then, of course, they've got David and Eva, who are involved as well as the owners. So there's a layered management process. So rather than it be, I guess the point that I'm trying to make here, Damien, is rather than go directly to someone who's just working from home, there's a structure and there's support around the relationship with Affordable Staff.
There has to be, to be able to offer our clients consistency, because team members leave, and that's a fact of life. So to be able to make sure that the recruitment is down pat, that as a client, that you're not 2 years in and your team member leaves, that even with the team member leaving, there's a set structure that gets followed to make sure that handover is handled smoothly, so that, because every business that we deal with does things slightly differently, and we tailor that solution to that particular business, so that they become an extension of your business, not tell you how to do. We don't tell you how to run your business. So we don't say, these are the processes, change your business to the way the VA works. We tailor the VA to the way your business works. Now, I give advice because I see businesses all the time. Hey, some stuff works well in other businesses, some stuff doesn't. So, people definitely come to me and ask me questions about, hey, does this work? What do you recommend? How do you see stuff? But to be able to do that, we need to make sure that the back end's really strong. Yeah. That we've got the right recruitment, that we're actually hiring people that aren't going to leave it in 2 months, and you're having this constant churn.
And probably to divulge my conflict here, I've been using a staff member from Affordable Staff up until late last year, when he, after 12 months, decided to leave. And then I went through that handover process, which as a client I was really worried about. Interestingly enough, my VA trained my VA, which was really pretty unique. And now I've got 2 virtual assistants. So I've been through that. It works really well. So who does the training, Damien? And if I had someone starting with me today, how long before they start working directly with me? You've got a training mechanism there, haven't you?
Yeah, so we got the training. So pre them even getting put forward to clients, they're to a potential client, they're vetted. So every team member's vetted through we got a 7-step recruitment process that we go through. Eva, who you mentioned earlier on, speaks to every single person that's been shortlisted. So when they've come down from the HR department, when they've narrowed it down to, hey, here's potentially 10 people that we think are worthwhile, Eva interviews every single person, talks to them, gets an understanding about what makes them tick. I suppose so that we can actually put forward the right candidates that potentially will work with that client and be able to engage with the right type of client. So that's a really important part of what we do. It's a people business for us. They're not, what makes us work is the fact that our team are good, but also that we're able to get the right integration between VA and client, because everyone's slightly different. I'm a grumpy bugger. So you got to be able to put up with a grumpy bugger if you're working for me. There's that part of it. And then from a training point of view, the onboarding from the account management side in Australia, working you through a set process, as well as my team that's in the Philippines, working you through step by step to go, what do you want done? How are we going to do it? How does it work? Turning it into a function that works, and Trello boards and processes that work so that the VA's got your workflow, the way you do it in your own unique way, documented to start, so that on day 1, which is the first week, is a training week. So on the job training with a team member. So that first week that you've got a team member, that they're able to, they've got the backbone, that there's some knowledge there. There's also some support there around how to do some of the processes. But I've found traditionally in property management, takes about 2 weeks for them to be up to full speed. So to be generating the equivalent of what a person sitting in an office in Australia would be. And the average expectation would be that you normally get about 150 to 200% of a local team member, just because they're not distracted. They're sitting there.
That would be based, as long as they've got the right systems to follow.
That's following the right system. And and there definitely have been businesses in the past that haven't followed the process, and it hasn't worked out. But we are very structured in the way we do it and the way we work. And I would rather wait an extra 2 weeks than put someone into a business that's not ready yet, if the business isn't ready for them.
And so Damien, when you're hiring a VA, is it like hot desking? So you just get multiple different VAs at different times, or is the person allocated for you? Do they work across different businesses? How does that work?
Yeah, so all of our team members are dedicated staff members. So you're part of the recruitment process. So once Eva's shortlisted candidates for a particular position, they're presented to you like references. We arrange interviews with Eva, the team member, and yourself. to actually sit there and talk to, traditionally it's 2 to 3 candidates that we think would fit your business. From there, you can make a decision. Hey, I like Fred or I like Jill. Or you know what? I don't like Fred or Jill. So it's very much about the connection and the bond that you build with that particular person right up front with recruitment. They work for you dedicated. Every computer is realistically assigned to just one person within our office.
I was going to ask that. What happens? So does the staff member, do they get their own office? So they are in a cubicle? Are they got their own desk? If I'm the agency here, what do I have to provide? And what does affordable staff provide? What tools and software are provided?
Yeah, so the team members are provided with a computer and workstation to be able to work. Dual monitors, because dual monitors are pretty much standard now across the industry.
Yeah.
And for outsourcing, they're really very much standard because of the different software. You need to provide logins. So software licenses and stuff like that. So if you're using PropertyManagement or PropertyTraining, access details to them, an email address, so that you keep everything within your own ecosystem.
Sure.
If
they're client facing, you mean? If they're non-client facing, you wouldn't need to provide an email address because it's just going to and from the office.
I still would recommend it. I recommend it to every client because if it's that way, it's segregated. It's in your ecosystem. So if you and the example of Fred leaves.
Yeah.
If Fred leaves and you're handing over to Jill in the future, that you can just reassign that email address to Jill, and she's got the history of every email that's in the past. Or if you decide, quite commonly businesses are sold. If the business is sold, then you can just shut down the email address. All of your IP is part of you, part of your email ecosystem. You're not sending it outside of your ecosystem. So, but realistically, clients need to provide, a phone number if they need a phone number. We help with that type of stuff. But software, the software that you need and the tools that you need to be able to do the job.
Sure. And Damien, if a staff member's sick, what happens? Who's the support mechanism there? So normally what would happen if I'm an agency principal here, I just get a text message, I'm sick. What happens?
Yeah, no. So every team member reports in. So the HR department emails primary contacts of a morning. So sometimes that's just a business owner. Sometimes that, we've got some businesses where they email the entire property management team just to let them know that they're sick. Short-term sickness is like anything that's short-term sickness. If they're off for the day, then it's like it is in Australia. And same with holidays. We're very much similar to, I suppose, the Australian way of doing business. But you get notified. There are some exceptional circumstances where we've had people that are on long-term sickness that something's happened, and then that's where we work in the background to be able to make sure that you're not left in the lurch as a business.
And Damien, finally, how does the payment work? You, from my understanding, and again, I'm a client, so there's no super, there isn't any on costs, there's no penalties or so forth. It's just one invoice from affordable staff for the hours. Is that
per member? So yeah, we invoice you every week for the previous week. So the team member works for the week and you get invoiced for the previous week.
Yep.
Previous week's work. It's one invoice that's tax deductible because we're an Australian-based company.
And GST.
And GST is applicable for that for all of our stuff. So.
Perfect. So in summary, affordable staff's been around for 13 years. I didn't know that. There's layers of protection along the way and support mechanisms. So you've got the staff member, a team leader, then there's yourself, then there's David and Eva. You across, my understanding is you're across socials and web, accounting, finance, admin, property management. They're the 5 areas.
And construction. Construction and trades, yeah.
Maybe I should actually spend more time with you, Damien. I'm learning more about the business every day. Mate, thank you very much. And if someone's looking to get in touch with you at Affordable Staff, how do they find you?
Yeah, affordablestaff.com.au.
Thank you very much, my friend. Look forward to talking to you.
Thank you. I'll talk soon.